Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, what is the value of x so that both angles are congruent? So I'm looking for the value for x, and once I find the value for x, that will help me show or demonstrate proof that my angles are congruent. Now, there is one geometry statement that is very important for us to know, and that's going to help me to set up my problem. So what do I know about these kind of angles? Well, these kind of angles are called vertical angles. And what is unique about them is that they're actually congruent, okay? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to set up my angles equals to each other, okay? So I'm going to write down 2x minus 7 equals 4x minus 45. Okay? And again, why can I make them equals to each other? Because vertical angles are congruent. That's a geometry part that we should know. Okay? So what I'm going to do next, I need to move my variables to one side. Because if you notice, I got variables on both sides. I got 2x's and 4x's. I cannot have excess of variables on both sides. So I need to get rid of one of them, right? It's up to you, whichever one you want. I'm going to choose to get rid of the 2x. So I'm going to write down minus 2x on both sides. Okay? And that's going to cancel my 2x's that are on the left. And I'm going to end up with only negative 7. And 4x minus 2x is 2x minus 45. Now, notice where my variable is. It's very important that we know where the variable is. Because did you see where the variable is? That's the side that I need to get rid of everything that is in there. So don't bother for the negative 7. Negative 7 is not on my side of the variable. So what do I do next? Well, I need to get rid of the minus 45. The opposite of a minus 45, it's plus 45. And I'm going to do the same on both sides. Remember, whatever you do on one side, you got to do it to the other side. Okay? So, negative 7 plus 45 gives me a positive 38. And my 45s are going to cancel. And I ended up with 2x only. Is that right? I'm still focusing on the x, remember? So don't worry about the 38 yet. I'm worried about the 2, right? So how do I get rid of the 2? Well, 2 is multiplying the x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I'm going to divide both of them by 2. Okay? And 2 divided by 2 gives me a 1. And that means x. I don't need to write down the 1, remember? 38 divided by 2 is 19. So I know now that x has a value of 19, okay? And that's basically what they ask you. They ask you for the value for x, okay? Now, if the question was find the measurement of the angles, then you gotta be careful because that means that you will need to do one more step, which I'm still gonna do because guess what we're gonna do? We call it check, right? So what do I mean by check? Well, I mean that x will be replaced with a 19. Okay, so I'm gonna work on the equation, which my equation is 2x minus 7 equals 4x minus 45. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one a little bit different because I want you to check that I'm actually working out 2 questions at one time. Okay, but I don't want you to be confused. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on the left side only. I'm not working on the right. Okay. So the x has a value of 19. Therefore, I am going to write down a 19 in the parentheses. Okay. So what did I do? I'm replacing x with a 19. Okay. So notice that there's another expression on the right. I am not working on that one. So let's multiply 2 times 19 minus 7. And let's see what we get. Okay, so 2 times 19, it's 38 minus 7, and I'm stopping right there on the equal sign, okay? And 38 minus 7 gives me a 31. So let's suppose that the question was, what's the measurement of the angle? Then guess what? 31 will be the measurement of your angle, okay? So be aware. I just did the extra step because it doesn't hurt to do it. Now let's go to the right side. Now I want to work out the one on the right. And what I'm going to do is I'm still going to replace x with a 19. Because remember that if x is 19, that means that my statement on the right should also be equals to 31. Okay, so I'm going to multiply 19 times 4. Okay, I get 76. So let's write it down, 76 minus 45. So now I'm working on the one on the right, remember? And if you subtract 76 minus 45, guess what? We still get a 31. So that's true. Both of the angles are 31. So that will be the measurement of the angle. That's not the question, okay? I know that's not what they're asking you, but it's always good for us to check. And luckily for us, the way we checked today, it was actually the measurement of that angle, okay? So my answer for this will be letter B.